Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and as with all Ask Me Anythings, I'm going to let you know, get your questions in, Epstein based or not, but let's try to focus mostly on Epstein because that's what we're going to be talking about. And we will get to all super chats, that's a promise. We go in order, so get them in now as I go over these stories. And before we get into the big story, the clickbaity story that people were like, is he still alive? Is Epstein still alive? There's money moving. Well, no shit, there's money moving. No shit, more accounts are coming in. I'm sorry, I'm cursing. And that's why another reason I want to get the terrestrial, like, morning time radio show. So there's content where I'm not cursing like this, because you get me at 11:30 at night, and when I go over this stuff with you, it's tough for me not to be me. So before all that, before we get into it, I want to remind everybody I do the monthly GoFundMe. So on Tuesday is the New Hampshire primary. If we hit 2,000 before Monday morning, I will, before I wake up Monday, I'll head to New Hampshire. I'll go rent a car. I'll broadcast live from different districts or whatever I can do, and I'll see who I can go and interview. So if this gets to 2,000 out of the 5,000 before Monday morning, I will hit New Hampshire live and stream from there. Okay, you came here for the Epstein. So as a lot of you know, as was being reported, one of these bank accounts just suddenly popped up. One of the many unknowns surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's life and death involves the peculiar circumstances of how a college dropout without any real financial bona fides could rack up a fortune worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So let's stop that. When they were in litigation with Epstein, and they said he was worth 500 plus million in court filings, that was his lawyers putting it out there. Okay, the judge did not believe that, and nor should he have. Nor should we have. 7 months after his apparent suicide, new fiscal mysteries are still emerging. According to a court hearing this week, documents presented to a judge in the U.S. Virgin Islands shows a series of multi-million-dollar payment transfers from his estate to a bank he owned, Southern Country International, after his death. And all I can say is, of course they did. This is, and see, it was like 500 plus million. Now it's 634 million. This guy was rubbing elbows with arms dealers for decades. He was money managing for people who were in the modeling, the art industry, the upper echelons of society. What do you think was going on? All right. And in some other news that people aren't going to tell you about, we're keeping up with the Virginia Giuffre Roberts and Ghislaine Maxwell case and those 10,000 pages, whether or not they're judicial documents, whether or not they reveal trade secrets or national security. When we went over those, we also mentioned John Does that don't want to be named in these documents because a lot of alleged pedophiles are supposedly going to be named, okay? So this is a letter on behalf of one of those John Does to try to keep his name out of these documents, redacted, or better yet, any documents involving these people not be released to the public. So this was filed just today. Again, if you've been following this stuff, this litigation is taking, I'm just going to go and show you, because we do it live here. Thumbs up, subscribe, and share if you're new to the Burmis Brigade. But if you go to the court listener, you got a ton. This is page 6 of a ton of documentation over the years. And right now, like I said, excuse me, we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of this next 2,000-page dump and what we're going to be able to see. Obviously, you see Julia Brown of the Miami Herald filing in there as well. All right. One other big story before we get to your questions. Remember, we'll take all super chats, all your questions, get them in there right now. And we have fun here. We'll get in there in a second. Dr. Steinman, he be dragons, eh? Okay. So, again, John Doe, but here's something I think is pretty interesting. This guy, William Mercy, now this was supposedly Epstein's buddy, gave a bunch of interviews But in all of those interviews, he was talking about how he thought Epstein did kill himself. Okay, he's going with that official narrative. Epstein killed himself. Epstein killed himself. Epstein killed himself. Well, it turns out that after, being questioned and all this other stuff, he's remembered one last story. One last story about the last night he spent with Epstein, and supposedly Epstein asked him if he needed money, and he gave him his bank account information. No, he never got any money. He said, good thing. He thinks he killed himself. He says he talked to somebody at the MCC that was in a cell right next to him. He says he heard Epstein ripping up the sheets before the incident happened. I don't trust William Mercy. I don't think there's any reason to trust William Mercy. Again, at the MCC, there was one other suicide in the past 14 years before Epstein. Okay? Let's be real. And we got our first super chat of the evening. Flick off. Great timing. Just finished milking. Time to have a beer, cool off, and listen to some good info. Well, I don't know if it's good info. Again, to recap, as we go to the questions for the first time, and Flick, thank you so much for all the support that you've given to this program over the last several months since we've gone solo. Once again, to recap, what do we have here? We have more money being found, as I told you there would be. Listen, this guy was a billionaire. These hundreds of millions, he was a billionaire. I would say he probably had multiple billions in assets. I can't even imagine the offshore accounts and the stuff that you and I will never find out about, okay? Or that we may find out about 10, 15 years down the line. All right, so this money moving now it's not shocking. Look at who this guy was connected to. By the way, a lot of powerful people are going to have big-time legal bills. And not only legal bills, but they'll want to use operatives in things like Stratford, Black Cube, and other organizations to intimidate prosecutors, investigators that are working on different facets of this case. No doubt. The cleanup crew is here, and it begins with Bill Barr. Believe the hype. He's not a hero, okay? So once again, also the John Doe putting a letter out trying to Judge Preska, trying to protect himself in that 10,000-page dump, and then the parroting of the fact that, he killed himself. All right, let's get to the questions. We'll do it live. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share if you're new. Here be dragons. Pee Wee Herman took the money. I don't know what that means. Where's the money, Lebowski? I'm the dude. Oh, jeez. Lots of that. By the way, there's a Jesus Rolls movie out now. Is that in the theaters, or is that like Netflix only? Or I guess Turturro directed it. Interesting. I was never a huge Lebowski guy. I'm much more of a Kingpin bowling movie. I think that's much better. Let's see. I can't tell. What's the frequency, Kenneth? I am an REM fan. I like Highwaymen too. Let's see. Kenneth's not. Man, you guys went back and forth. Okay. Let's get to some real stuff. Who has the money? That's a great question, right? So again, with Epstein's connections, with Maria Farmer in 1996 going to the NYPD and the FBI, right? And her saying that Leslie Wexner is the head of the snake. You have to wonder. Now, Wexner has talked about getting rid of Victoria's Secret, stepping down from limited brands, the stock starting to go up. Like I said, the cover-up crew, the PR management team, they're in on this one. Ghislaine's still not arrested. Other co-conspirators still not arrested. Anywhere. Not in this country or abroad. Good morning, my brother in truth. How we doing, True World? Curse like a sailor. I know you don't mind, Steinman. Southern Coastal has money. You bet they do. Excuse me. Oh, Jason, what's up, bro? Get myself a drink. Live free or die. Gave what I could last week. Hope you make it. I hope I make it too. I'd like to make it for 5,000 for the month, but like I said, we get to 2,000 before Monday. We'll take that New Hampshire trip. I think that's about a 5 to 7 hour drive, depending on where I'm going, how I'm taking it, what the roads are like. Big ice storm last night, and I think we're getting one again today or tomorrow through the weekend. Hopefully by Monday, Tuesday, we'll be okay. Hey, Jason in the Burmis Brigade. What up, Brigade Army? Let's see, New Hampshire here. Stop by, Gang of 4. Hey, Doom, Drew, what's up, everybody? Let's see. Anybody notice WRC Recycling, JB's Pro Wrestling angle on Pelosi? Oh, no, I haven't watched it. I don't know. Who knows if he's even watching me? I have no idea. Hi, all. Yo, Alyssa and Doom. I wouldn't have the wrestling angle new. Myself and others have been saying, yeah, I've been saying it for years too. How big is your piece, Andrew? What's going on here? Hit that like button. Subscribe and sub. Doing walk and talks for a minute there too. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like Luke, man. I hope he keeps doing what he's doing. Is his piece mangled like Harvey Weinstein's? Listen, guys, I keep telling, get ready for the disappointment. He's gonna walk. That guy's walking. At best, and I think it's a pipe dream, at best, he's doing country club prison time. At best. And Lord knows what's going to happen with this new stuff in California. But no, he's going to walk. It's the Slither Circle, bro. Broskies and sisters. Let's see. Doc EDC or special occasions piece. I don't know. Yeah. Epstein is gone, but not dead. Shenanigans. Well, you know how I feel about that. F. Epstein, first piece to fall. What are you talking about? First piece to fall. Let's go back up because we just skipped over a lot of stuff. Listen, that was the biggest failure of this administration, was to not keep him alive, to not unravel the Slither Circle, to not go after the predator class and their minions like Epstein. Right? Am I the only one that believes that? I mean, come on. That was the biggest failure ever. I was shocked the arrest finally happened after we pounded on the information for year after year after year after year after year, over a decade. My goodness. Pelosi prepped the ripped. New story, ghostwriter, get it? Other pieces still on the table. Sup, flick off. Oh, sorry. True info. Think chessboard. Pelosi couldn't even tear the pages at once. Skeletor. She did like pre-tear them. But again, who cares? It's a show. Listen, Pelosi is like Skeletor. She's a career bureaucrat. She's a career minion. Can you imagine being that? Listen, I'm gonna move away from this and just talk to everybody for a second. I often think to myself, so many people are Hollywood obsessed, right? Oh, he's an actor or she's an actress and my favorite this and that. And believe me, I love entertainment. But let's get down to the reality of the situation. Have you ever seen one of those like Taco Bell commercials where like you're just so excited over a taco? Can you imagine doing that for your entire life? And can you imagine then making it and then having to sell like insurance down the line or like reverse mortgages like Tom Selleck? Like, I want nothing. First of all, that level of fame would be uncomfortable to me. Okay. One. Two, you're fake. You're pretending all the time. That's your job. Now, for somebody like Jason Lee, I never watched My Name is Earl, but, he got in as a pro skateboarder. He realized how terrible it was. He got out. He kind of does what he wants when he wants. He just did the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That's like the only way I could ever be involved in some kind of entertainment industry. Like, for that to be your thing, to be fake over and over and over again, has to be just like the worst. The worst. All right, let's get back on track. Think strategically. J.E. had a financier. I don't know what that means. Hey, True and the rest of the brigade. Plus cash. Yeah, he had cash in that safe, right? We all know that. He had cash in that safe with that Saudi Arabian passport. Well, I wouldn't say Saudi Arabian, sorry. That passport with a Saudi Arabian address and a fake name and stamps. That's all. All right, let's see. Hey, Erica, how we doing? Sup? No unemployed lawyers in New York City these days. Not with crime shooting up. I mean, shooting up. Let's see. Think who is protecting the king. Barr has to go, agreed. How's the tooth? I hope I'm going to keep it. This one right here. I don't want to push it. I think I'm going to keep it. Doesn't hurt. I'm starting to eat more solid foods. Yeah. It still moves a little bit, but I'm hoping it's going to get like in the next week. It's not going to turn gray or anything like that. Let's see. Zeus. Oh boy. Let's see. Ordering my Redmi Note 8 tomorrow. Thanks, Jason. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I'll tell you what, like, if you've seen my Twitter and, like, that gym selfie, that's the front camera, man. It does a pretty good job in decent light. You guys watch my my walk and talks. Not great in low light, for sure, the forward camera, but what do you expect? Kingpin. Great movie. Great. Classic. Underrated Bill Murray, Woody Harrelson classic. Randy Quaid, who's kind of gone off the rails a bit, does a great job in that film, too. Totally recommend it if you like slapstick humor. If you like silly stuff like me. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. I'm out. Thanks, Greg. Later on, brother. 8-year-old dude. What does that mean? LOL, Jason. We're goofing off for 20 minutes before you got here. Never could read the chat. Oh, yeah, that was nuts. Confiscation. I heard he was a spy working with Mossad. All right, so Mindy, you can't just be like, I heard he was a spy working with Mossad. You have to be like, look, there's a lot of evidence that he was doing work for Israeli intelligence at the very least, and possibly multiple intelligence agencies, as reported. You have Ari Ben Menashe, who's claiming to be his handler for the Mossad, right? You have, I believe it was Vicky Ward, revealing that he was working with Adnan Khashoggi, probably during the Iran-Contra deal. And remember, the Mossad involved with the CIA in that South American drug-running game with Iran. And again, if he had a Saudi Arabian passport, you got to wonder who and where he was doing. Now, the connections to the mega group may be there. That's certainly interesting. Whitney Webb's done some very, very good stuff. At this point, especially with Ghislaine Maxwell trying to play that angle up, and then on top of it, talking about national security as a reason to not release some of these 10,000 pages, which we've covered here and shown. It comes up twice in that last document. Go check out my video. Let's see. We'll do it live. I'm doing it 3 to 7 times a day. But if you missed my video on Ghislaine, where is she? It's got to be up here. There it is, right there. Where she was trying to claim hacked emails because of what they weren't redacting on the 2,000-page document. You got to see it because there's a lot to that. So let's get back to the questions, guys. Thumbs this up. And remember, we're going over the info of now it's 634 million is his value. And remember, we think it's a lot more than that. There's going to be more and more bank accounts. What I believe is a planted story and disinformation, and then, of course, the new John Doe filings. What do we got here? Where are we at? Let's see. Word to Big Bird. Thanks, Bert. Appreciate that. Live free or die is New Hampshire state motto. Yes, it is. If it could be a confiscation celebration. Oh, sorry. Oh, geez. Whoa. It's a lot, guys. That's why you got to get the super chats in. We'll see if we get them all in. Don't stop with the Epstein case. No, I'm not going to. What kind of questions would you ask at New Hampshire? Would you be there seeing how many people are supporting Tulsi or just chilling? Well, first of all, I know people at the Tulsi campaign, so I would see what kind of access I could possibly get through them. Maybe go interview wherever the rally is there and talk to Tulsi supporters. But I'd also really like to go to at least one of the voting places and maybe stream out there and talk to people on the way in. And if they're supporting Joe Biden, I'd ask why. And then maybe if they gave an answer here or there, I'd ask them what their feelings on Julian Assange were. And just go with the big ones. Depends on who I talk to. You know how I flow. I can't promise anything big, but I can promise I can be there and try to be on the ground. Seems better than a lot of these, protests that people are going to that are hyped up. Like, don't get me wrong, the D.C. Gun protest was big and it was great because it was nonviolent, but there were so many people wanting to go there just because they were hoping for some kind of physical clashes. And obviously, I don't think there's going to be any physical clashes. I think what's really being exposed already with the Iowa caucus and whatnot is that the mainstream media tried to promote to you that polls said that Grandma fucking Oatmeal and Joey B were the front runners for the president of the United States, and they're far from it. They're not. No one's voting for them. All right, I've been saying it. All right. Hey, look, it's a real journalist. I can't believe it. I haven't seen one in years. Thank you. That's flattering. Money walks. Yes, it does. Watch how fast Weinstein loses the walker when he walks. Oh, my God. I'm in rehab, and I'm on a walker, and I'm an old man. I can barely see. Oh, he's scooting along fine on that walker these days. Out of the old Dennis Hassert playbook. Is he? No, he's with Walker these days. Harvey's boots were made for walking, and that's just he's walking. He's gonna walk. You watch. Finally, we got a good amount of people watching. Yeah, we got a decent amount of people watching. Thumbs this up, subscribe, share, and remember, let's go to it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll do it live. I got the GoFundMe. It's $5,000 a month, but again, we hit 2,000 before Monday morning. I will go to New Hampshire. We'll live stream there. We'll see what we can get done. So let's continue on. Let's see. Finally, we got a good amount of people. Yes, I see suicide time for quite a few in the coming months. Weinstein doesn't look healthy. He could be found dead or maybe mentally unfit to stand trial. What are you talking about? The prosecution rested their case today, guys. All right? So now the defense gets to go like cross-examine these women, and God knows what they're going to say. But believe me, Harvey Weinstein's lawyers they're not little leaguers. They're not little leaguers, guys. It's not T-ball, all right? They're not, no. They're like 40-40 Club Conseco, 88 style, Jews to the teats. That's who they are. They're looking to win championships. Hit the like button. I just got here and I'm number 55. Hit that thumbs up. Hi, Jason, career government employee. How we doing, Rutherford? We are transgressing to a 2D world when Pelosi Twitch stream and skimps. I just can't believe like people would want someone who's like that obviously, establishment, old, out of touch. Like that's why you can't get Biden in there. That's why you can't get Warren in there. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Excuse me. I'm not Beastman AIDS. Is that from like Can't Kill Yourself videos? Beastman AIDS video? I think I remember that. That's some old school BAM stuff. All right, done. Does this mean Epstein could be alive? I never entertained the idea, but I would doubt it. I said it from the beginning that his money was being hidden. And as he was with his lawyers for hours and hours and hours a day, I'm sure a lot of the hidden estates and money and laundered cash and accounts he had were being put all over the place so that he could ensure, because he thought he was going to walk, to pay off, the Ghislaine Maxwell bills, anything maybe Mr. Wexner needed from him. The Jean-Luc Brunels of the world. I mean, there's so many of these people involved. Sarah Palin, Leslie Groff, Nadia Marcinkova. Epstein is still alive. I was so annoyed with that he didn't kill himself crap. Okay, well, again, extraordinary evidence. Jason, mad respect, man. Thank you, Gang of Four. Charlize Theron had to bump uglies with Harvey. Oh. Well, isn't Charlize Theron in there? And it's claimed Selma Hayek, and there's a bunch of others that are claimed, but those two came out in court. And Charlize Theron is just like out of her mind. She's out of her mind. Harvey has no... Is that true, though? Is that true? I was talking about it today, and I was kind of joking about it, but can you imagine being on that jury and having to be passed around naked pictures of Harvey Weinstein? I don't want to compare it to a Torin knob, but that's going to be a traumatic experience any way you slice it. Any way you slice it. True World seems like impeachment took Trump's eyes away from child trafficking and pedophilia, SMH. It took it away from a lot of things. Yuck. Basketball and soccer. Epstein is sure alive. They would have video of him killing himself if he was dead. Hell on earth, or I don't want to get into it. You look seasick, and where is Ghislaine? She wanted that jizz word. William Martyr Epstein was about as well connected as anyone could be. He obviously had warning about his impending arrest. He and the Jesuits used Tony Rodham's body most likely for the autopsy. All right. So we're gonna say this. That's a delusional statement. That's a delusional statement. That is a delusional statement. See, this is why I do these things. Number one, anything is possible. The probability of that is 1 in as close to infinity as you could get. For those that don't know who Tony Rodham is, that is Hillary's brother. So this person is saying that the body that they took out of there and declared was Epstein's was actually Hillary Clinton's brother. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just marinate in that. There are people that either really believe that or love the troll. All right? Does anyone have that Saudi address? I don't know that they have the Saudi address. They do have the countries in which the passport was stamped. If he is still alive, Lord help us. J.E. had financier, the guy who owns Victoria's Secret. That's Wexner. He was the one who bought the East Side Mansion for Jeffrey Epstein. Correct. Correct. A photo of the passport. Have not seen a photo of the passport. If anybody has that, please send it my way. Working on something and need to check connection. Even a city listed on the passport would help. That, I think, is available. I believe that information is available. In fact, Whitney Webb may have actually published that and then with a source. Lord help us punish the Jesuits is the proper emotion. Epstein is alive under royal protection. These Jesuits are shameless. And they have ways and means to get what they want and need. Of course the money is still moving. Of course it is, John. That's what I'm saying. Great WWE show in political fatality show world today. It's something. Roden, that's so true. Jason, love you, man. Please look at the photos at 103. Thank you for all you do. What, 103 of the video that I put out there? No, it can't be 103 of that. I don't know what we're talking about. The photos at 103. I don't know what we're talking about here. It makes sense that they would murder him considering the amount of info he knew about powerful people. However, a smart man would have a dead man switch. So that is within the realm of possibility. Let's stop right there. I keep talking about these. Everybody wants to say dead man switch. Okay? Name one person who's ever successfully pulled off a dead man switch. Unfortunately and successfully. Are you telling me in the history of dead man switches that supposedly exist, there's never one that's been let off and the public has known about? If you can give me one person that after they were murdered successfully set up information that took down their murderer in any way, shape, or form, I'm listening. I'm listening. Until then, I can't just go with that route. Okay, it's a fad to say dead man switch. All right, so like I said, I think he thought his hard copies and the people that worked for him were somehow his quote unquote dead man switch. But when you're in the intelligence game, when you're in the world he was in, all bets are off. Let's see, Jenny Simon. Crap, I am late. So running hypothesis, Ghislaine Maxwell was like, hell no, Jeffrey Epstein. I am not picking you up in China in a submarine. Epstein, shit, gonna have to money withdraw. Oh, whoa, let's see. I'm dry, blow your hits this way, please. Towards the, I don't know what that means. Al-Qaeda leader killed today. Another one? Which one? I know it wasn't Ayman al-Zawahiri, who's been around for 20 plus years now, basically. He's pre-Bin Laden. Wow, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. I hope I didn't miss any super chats. No, it didn't look like I did. There we go. The new spin-off film starring the character Jesus from the film The Big Lebowski was a pedophile. The Jesus guy was a pedophile in that movie? Did I miss that? It has been years since I've seen it. It made decades. Running coke from his island, clearing it from South America influence? No. So people understand the Iran-Contra deal, right? I would say that Epstein was more involved in the BCCI banking and money laundering of other banks that were involved in that scandal. What I'm saying to you is, in that scandal, where were the weapons coming from? They were coming from Poland and Czechoslovakia, and Khashoggi was kind of like making those deals. Mark Rich was working for Mossad, and they were funneling them through Israel. So that's where the purchases were going. Okay, and then from Israel, they'd go to South America. Now, from South America, the drugs would come into the United States, and then the money would be funneled through, I would assume, Epstein-esque businesses. Let's see. LOL, I did know this was live. We do it live. We always do it live here. Live is fun, right? Show us the documents, Jason. They are a franchise operation, an extortion ring. Yeah, that's part of it. Just want to hear what Jason says. Don't get punched in the face. Trying not to. A lot of people tell me I have a very punchable face, which is true. It's punchable. Have you reviewed Sean Atwood's page? I've seen some of Atwood's stuff, which is good. Some of which I don't agree with. I tried to reach out to Atwood, but, maybe our paths will cross eventually. Ask him why he kisses his daughter on the mouth when she was 17. Yeah, the Biden thing. Dude, I'm not selling you on Joey B. No one is. Nobody believes Epstein is dead. That's not true. Flickoff says, sacrificing babies so there's no snitching. What you think happens to all those kids that go missing? Genocide rap, New World Order. Jason, how do you get that hone hooked up? Sprint, Metro? No. All right, so just so you know, the Redmi Note 8 is GSM compatible. So when you get a GSM compatible phone, you want either T-Mobile or AT&T or lines on them. I use Mint Mobile. In fact, Mint, you'll get a little thing. I actually got a few of these. Now, these ones you only activate them with, and then you can choose your plan after. But, I was able to get, these are 3-month SIM cards. So for 3 months, I think I paid $45 for 8 gigabytes of data and unlimited everything else on this. Or I think I got 12 on a couple of those. But with this, now I think I paid $150 for 6 months. I bought 6 months at $150, and I got 8 gigs, which is great. It's gonna be great for streaming. And then I'll have bonus ones in case I need to activate them, like at an event or something. So it's unlocked GSM. So in other words, you can go with Straight Talk, just about any of these networks out there, but you can get a really cheap deal. DM me on Twitter if you want to know what I think the best deal is. But Metro Mobile, you don't have to worry about it, man. Like I said, it'll hook up to anything AT&T and T-Mobile, and that's also like Straight Talk, etc. All right, what's happening, JB? Lots of violent protests, not the gun protests, though. Why is Israel so powerful? The people or the country? Well, there isn't. I mean, the Israeli people. I'm almost going to do this story. Maybe I will tomorrow. The Guardian put out tonight about basically this new Middle Eastern peace deal and how it's like a right-wing wet dream over there, like everything Netanyahu wants. But we did kind of cover that already this week with the people trying to say that Trump is anti-Semitic. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. In fact, if you want to see that video, we broke it down big time. Where is it? Right here. He's a lot of things, but he's not. This is not one of them. So you can go check that one too. I mean, that's just over the top. Let's continue. Alice Cersei says, okay. How we doing, Alice? Good to see you in here. Harvey is playing the V card with his mangina. Jeez, I don't even... Ugh. Oswald Seal worked for Ferry. NCO. Oh, you're talking about Harvey Oswald and Barry Seal working for... I'm going to get his name wrong. But the character Joe Pesci played in JFK. He's talking some JFK stuff over there, guys. Madoff is attempting to make a resurgent in agitprop culture. Thumbs up. Because we give them so much money and weaponry. That's part of it. He's going to get off thanks to the model. I told you, Alice. I told you that they were poisoning the well all over the place. The Franklin cover-up involves Nexium. I've seen no direct connections there, Clinton Knoll. Epstein got millions during the bank bailout debacle. I bet he did. Harvey left the stink on my girl, Gwyneth. Ugh. Because Israel have the green light to do whatever they damn well want, international law be damned. I mean, just the fact that they're going to overtake more annex. We're just going to annex more land. It's let's just annex it. It's unbelievable. But no, people are so ignorant to that, man. They just think terrorist. The terrorists are anti-Israel, the terrorists. And they're anti-American, too, the terrorists. I mean, we had both sides at the State of the Union sitting there clapping for Juan Guaido like he's some democratically elected leader of Venezuela, when in reality we're trying to prop up a puppet in Venezuela. What the fuck? The left want to be able to compare him to Trump getting off. Juice what? Juice what? And Epstein. McMahon and the battery of lawyers, the defense. What happened to the all-meat diet? I just haven't been able to do it. I've been pretty busy, to be quite honest. But I still want to do it. I saw what Rogan did, and it was amazing. Pomegranate, all roads seem to lead back to Israel. That's not really true. I mean, roads lead everywhere. What road are you talking about? I mean, if you want to get into biblical roads, sure. If you want to get into military-industrial complex stuff, it's way more complex than that. If you want to get into Middle Eastern foreign policy, I mean, there's just so much. First of all, Israel, not everybody inside of Israel agrees with everything their leaders are doing. Just a heads up. Just like I live in America and we look really shitty to the rest of the world, I hope I'm not part of that. Call me kooky. Official Blasphemy says, haha, yes, it is from CKY. What's that like? I think it's CKY 2 or 3 though, right? Because after 3, it just, Can't Kill Yourself just kind of, it went all commercial because they all had the TV shows. For those that don't know what the CKY videos are, you should definitely check them out. They are the precursor to what would become Jackass. And they're those underground VHS tapes, man, back in the day. How many movies do they fake their own deaths? Yeah, it's movies, though. And I'm not saying that art doesn't imitate life and life doesn't imitate art, etc. But, come on. Louis the 16th had Podesta de Sade in Bastille. I don't know what that means. I don't know, RR channel. The body on the gurney looked like Anthony. No, it didn't look like Anthony Bourdain at all. Not even a little bit. Like, this is why it's so hard. Listen, I got contacted today by Wired magazine about the 15th anniversary of 9/11, or 15th anniversary of Loose Change, the film, and its impact on the world. And I said, look, man, I'll do the interview with you, but I'm going to film it. We're going to record it. And I invited him to just do it live, the interview on the show. And he didn't want to do that, but he agreed that he would allow me to tape the interview. So I'm going to tape this interview with this guy. And as I tape the interview with him, let's see. I'm not going to put that interview out ever unless he misquotes me in the piece. But after he puts the piece out, he says he's going to come on the show. So we'll see what happens with Wired Magazine and Loose Change and all that good stuff. Flick off. He's got a new super chat. Let's see what he's got to say. There is footage of Orthodox Jews protesting against Zionism and literally being trampled under horse hooves. I believe it. I haven't seen that particular video, but I've certainly seen Orthodox Jews inside of Israel protesting. And you know what? There was a great part in Where in the World is Osama bin Laden, right? Not particularly my favorite documentary by Morgan Spurlock, if anybody remembers that. But I did go see that with Alex Jones, actually. Went and saw that in Texas. Alex paid. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. So we watched that, and there is a point where he's in Israel, and there are a bunch of Orthodox Jews jacking him up, just fucking bumping into him, just like hammering Morgan Spurlock while he's there. They don't want him there. They clearly do not want him there. And then finally, one of the Orthodox Jews takes him to the side. He's like, look, man, not everybody's like this. I just want you to know I'm sorry. And he talks to him. And he has a human conversation with him. And that was a poignant part of the film. In fact, that's one of the parts that I really remember because it struck me. It let me know that you just can't demonize an entire nation state when, especially in a place like that, their politics are pretty diverse, just like they are here. That's all I'm going to say. And at the same time, the war machine goes on. It goes on and on and on. And hopefully one day we can stop it from the inside of both places, in my opinion. I would think they had a plan on in case someone got arrested. Epstein. Yep. Possible the person who gave Epstein his money has control of the estate. Mossad. Again, all right, let's stop there too. The idea that one intelligence agency would be in control of all of his assets is absolutely ludicrous. Also, when you look at the paperwork he was signing over and the fact that he was trying to get his estate turned over to a Microsoft executive at one point, right? And I think it would be foolish, and he would know it would be foolish, to put all of his money and assets in control of one person. Now, that's not to say that the Mossad doesn't have some assets connected to Jeffrey Epstein. You got to remember, the banking system in general, all right, is highly controlled by intelligence organizations. Okay? That's the reality of the situation. You know, that's where all the drug money gets laundered. Again, that's why understanding the BCCI banking scandal is absolutely key, and understanding that Bill Barr and Robert Mueller were the cover-up crew in that together. Kissing. All right. Prince Andrew's balls don't sweat, LOL. How's Carm? Carm is doing good. She's out on the couch right now. She wanted to go out today again. She wanted to go for a big walk, and it was just too icy for me. Ice storms, man. Tough. Wintertime's tough. I hope that we make it past winter, obviously, so we can go back to like the daily dog walks. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, osteosarcoma, so we'll see. Is all this talk about Epstein being alive just because some movie was moved around into that bank in the, I don't know what that means. If you're talking about like Operation Swordfish, it's a good movie. Hey, listen, anything's possible, right? I mean, what that guy was doing for decades is just unbelievable. But, I mean, pulling off the extraction is much more difficult than pulling off the murder of this guy, especially when in the first case, he tells his brother that he didn't try to kill himself and that his cellmate attacked him. So if he didn't try to kill himself the first time and they put him on suicide watch, all bets are off. And I can go on and on and on, from the cameras malfunctioning and the guards not being there. Epstein didn't kill himself, and I do believe he's dead. Yeah, Anthony Bourdain, exactly. That's the kind of crap you get on message boards. Pizzagate is real and dangerous. Apparently, there's going to be a new HBO documentary with Brian Stelter, you know, trying to debunk every conspiracy theory and attack everybody that's ever asked any questions. Just silly stuff. The body on the gurney was Epstein. But how do you know if he was dead or not? And if he was dead, why didn't they cover him up? Some of those are autopsy photos, by the way. The ones that 60 Minutes got. Just saying. And again, if it's not him, why would you have that photo where clearly there's an injection mark, too, that no one's talking about? Just saying. Let's see. Yes, Claire. I remember like over a decade ago, a bunch of conspiracy theories about pedo Hollywood. Doesn't seem so crazy now. I've been talking about it forever. I hope no one is dumb enough to martyr his ignorant assault on Jesuits. Actually, I had heard he was moved to Germany under heavy sedation. Is that what you heard? Yeah. To Germany. Let's see. Charles Blenzig, thank you for that super chat, my man. Keeping it going. And remember, guys, I got the GoFundMe. That's how I'm financially doing this 3 to 7 times a day. We get to over 2K before Monday morning, and we'll head out to New Hampshire for Tuesday when they do the vote. And we'll be live streaming from there most of the day. So hopefully we can do that. I think that's a good idea. That would be fun. Let's see. Dr. Steinman says Epstein is alive along with 10 more clones. The clones of Epstein. However, let's be real. His Zorro Ranch has never been investigated. It's a large and vast facility. We know about his diabolical science-like plan to impregnate up to 20 women on his ranch at a time with his frozen semen to build a master Epstein race. And that's not satire. That's actually been reported on. So again, all bets are off. I get it. But hey, I'm trying to keep it real. Come on, Jason. I'm having a hard enough time as it is. without being called delusional. You are delusional thinking that Tony Rodham Clinton was was Epstein's body. You guys were all arguing whether he killed himself or not. I've been looking at the photos. Have you compared? Yes. On this program, the day they came out with that 60 Minutes piece, the day they came out, we had them up. And I was framing it so we could go over them. 100% we've looked at them. We as an audience, we as the Burmis Brigade. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share, guys. Let's see. They pushed Epstein's suicide twice on the MSN. Think about it. Yeah, they did. Well, them darn Jesuits. You think Epstein had a clone of himself? There's an Epstein clone in every state in America. I would not doubt that, doctor. I would doubt it. But you know what I wouldn't doubt? Again, when you have a plan to spread your seed and you're as sexually active as Epstein was that we know about, and you know you have a narcissist complex, there may be children out there that are his. 100%. I don't know that they would be clones, but I would think that there's a good chance that Epstein has some children running around. Call me kooky. That sounds like a conspiracy theory, Jason. Machiavelli. They're doing autopsies on him, broken bones and whatnot, so it's probably him dead. Exactly. Take a few days, like I do, to compare Tony Rodham's recent profile images with that of the hospital stretcher photo shoot. You are out of your mind. You're out of your mind, man. Out of your mind. William, listen. Call somebody you love tomorrow. Maybe even tonight. I don't know where you are. It's 12:16 a.m. here on the East Coast. Call somebody that you love and have just a conversation about something outside of politics and what's going on in the world, about something that's personal going on in your life or theirs. Have a human conversation with somebody and work it out, brother. I'm being 100% real and serious with you. You know, I'm not telling you to go see a psychiatrist or whatever, but if you're having a hard time as it is, and then these are the things that are going on in your mind, please talk to someone you love and try to make that more a part of your life. And a lot of other things that I talk about. I talk about getting outside, exercising, being a part of your community, you know, being closer to your family. These are all positive things, you know. I'm just saying, William. Jason has no idea about the Jesuit oath. Pope rules Israel. Israel rules the USA. Ghislaine Maxwell has a dead woman switch. Does she? How would we know? Oh, there's a huge jump. Wow. We got another super chat. Who's this? That's another Charles again. Charles, back-to-back $10 super chats. Thank you. Woo. Loving this one, guys. This is a fun one. What was it? We did that one. All right, so let's keep going. Wow, there's a lot in here, huh? Man. Wow, look at all this. I doubt we're going to finish all this. We'll probably go another like 20 minutes, guys. So get them in while you can. Yes, Tony Rodham Clinton is dead. He's been dead. He died of cancer, by the way. I had somebody in my Twitter feed like say something about how he might have been murdered and like wanted proof of his body, and then someone who stepped in who knew him, you know, got very offended, and rightfully so. Because it's a whole thing. I went over it in a video. What's going on here? The balls don't sweat. The Machiavelli. Here we go. There we go. William, a lot of people put out disinformation to dirty the water. That's right. Not saying you were doing that, but think about how much of that Jason has to deal with. Don't take offense. Yeah, don't take offense. Thick skin. Maybe Jeffrey set it off. Zora Ranch, he was going to build an Epstein clone army. Yeah, we went over it. Epstein sits the throne and drowns in flames of the mountain men. Darn. I love the dead man switch. Who would love the dead man switch? Everybody loves the idea of stuff like that. I don't know why. Maybe Jeffrey set off the Wu flu plague. Man, I'm going to have to do a coronavirus update for sure. That's coming. Oh, I think the first switch will be Julian's when the time comes. Was hoping Assange has one. We appreciate you coming on the vigil with us all the time. Any word on going to New Hampshire? I mean, we might do it. You guys might shock the world. I saw that. True, but John McAfee claims to have two he checks in with daily. John McAfee claimed he was going to eat his own dick. John McAfee's entertaining. He is. But if you think John McAfee, like him running for president and all that other stuff would be a good thing, or he's more honest than any of these other people, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm not saying he killed that guy on the island that he ran from, but I'm not saying he didn't either. I'm not saying they weren't corrupt or I have no idea. But to 100% think that he didn't have anything to do with it or something else wasn't going on, you got to have some critical thinking, man. RR channel. I hope no one is dumb enough to believe that alleged Jesuit oath. Yemen killed today. Who was killed today? The Al Qaeda person in Yemen? I'm not sure. Canadian deplorable 245 in the house. New York City Justice and Correction is thoroughly co-opted by... Oh, my God. Bill Barr's father, Grund Epstein. So why are you doubting? Really? I don't know what that... Dude. William Martyr. I'm still trying to find out how Tony Rodham actually died. Cancer, like I just told you. Cancer. He died of cancer. How would we ever know if a dead man set off a switch? Well, Jenny, that's a great question. If a dead man switch does what it's supposed to do, somehow, publicly, information's supposed to go out which incriminates those that would have murdered them and why. And then that would be reported on. Now, in a world like today, to think that you couldn't automatically send off, say, a dead man switch with a video attached to Twitter or a live stream connected to so many media figures or personalities or people that would care would be ludicrous. It'd be easy to do that. But was it ever done? Has it ever been done? Or a dead man switch where somebody has 20 VHS tapes with 20 different people. Yeah, there's all sorts of ways that it would go off, supposedly. But again, I've never seen one. Will there ever be arrests in the Epstein case, or are they all majorly protected? I think the cover-up crew is here, man. Remember, we already had 3 employees working with Jeffrey Berman in the prosecutor's office that was actually going after Epstein and why he got arrested in the first place. That's my point. You know, we talk about good people and bad people in countries and regions. How about intelligence organizations? I'm not a fucking idiot. I don't think everyone in law enforcement is bad, but not every cop is good. And I don't think everybody in the FBI is bad. But at the upper echelons, their cleanup crew is in town. It's the same thing with the Central Intelligence Agency, the NSA, and beyond. That is the permanent state, the deep state. The ones that are beholden to the predator class. 100%. All right, let's continue. Look to movies. It's their tell. Anyone with a real dead man switch is still alive because the powers know about it and won't risk it getting out, so they allow the person to live. If they shut up, I suspect, maybe not, but what do I know? Well, maybe. I mean, again, listen, all I'm saying, if that's the case, then, you know, it's still 100% speculation. Is Tony Rodham dead? Yes, Tony Rodham's been dead for quite some time. They didn't die on the same day or anything like that, no. Tony Karistis used a dead man switch successfully. Who's that? I'm going to put their name in, Titus. Let's check it out. Let's see. Oh, there's a movie coming out? Dead Man's Line. Well, oh, okay. I watched this documentary. He didn't use a dead man switch. This guy literally put somebody on a rope who he felt fucked him in a land deal, like from the bank, and he got acquitted by a jury. It's a crazy story. It's a crazy, crazy story. I think I watched it on Amazon Prime. It was on Amazon Prime, but it's a crazy documentary because you end up empathizing with this guy. He claims to have wired his apartment building with bombs. I mean, that's a nutty-ass story. Nutty-ass story. Let's see if we've gotten any out while we've been doing this. Hey, thank you so much, Erica Reichel. Really appreciate that. 100%. All right, let's go back and continue on. Brett got it. Yo, Jason, keep an open mind, homie. Trump's keeps winning. What are you thinking about the virus? I saw the possible number of 24,000. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility at this point. What else did I see? The doctor died, and then the Chinese government tried to cover it up. Look, I think we're looking at something that still is overhyped. The 50 million plus quarantined is extremely scary, but the government control is even scarier. So we'll continue. Do you like Jamie Deluxe's work? I've only seen a couple videos of his. He does okay stuff. You know, I mean, those are kind of like random rants. I was about to say random rants, but Random Rants Orion is similar but different. You know, obviously they have slightly different perspectives, but more of those like just talking into a camera type videos. And look, you know, I obviously do that as well with the walk and talks, but I like this forum a lot more. I like interacting with you guys. I also like bringing up the documents, like, you know, being able to lead into the show and actually show you, you know, the John Doe, you know, response to Judge Prescott, et cetera. That's good stuff. That's good stuff to sit there on air and be able to go over Tony Christus when asked. You know, I just love it. Oh, William Martyr back again. Okay. Bill Barr's father gave Epstein a cushy job. We don't know that for sure, by the way. I'm not saying he didn't hire him at the Dalton School, but it has to be proven to me. Definitely watch The Big Lebowski. Great movie. I'm a Kingpin person. Like I said, Kingpin. I think Epstein was switched out on the first suicide attempt, and a clone was put in to be killed for optics. I don't think so. Is Daniel Berg dead? I don't know who Daniel Berg is. This shiz is starting to get scary. Right. So how would you even know there was a dead man switch keeping them alive? That would kind of be the point of having one, since, you know, lights out and it's over. That's what John Goodman's Walter says to the Jeff, the dude, Bridges. Then in the scene, him going door to door, telling people he's a child predator. Interesting. It's been a long time since I saw that one. Thanks, Steinman. Flick Off, a YouTube channel called Last Messages, has been putting out compilations of footage out of China if anyone is interested. Yeah, again, obviously they're trying to control information. I think that the number is probably higher than like 400 or 500. Do I think the virus is on purpose? I don't know. I don't think that it's on purpose in the way people might think it is. LOL, made him rap almost. Julie K. Brown deserves a Pulitzer Prize. I don't disagree. I think the whole fiasco was to fake his death in the first place. I disagree. Is Chandra Levy dead? Yeah, isn't she? Is there any evidence that Chandra Levy is not dead? Throwing that out there. Jenny, I agree, unless he was Arkansided. Jenny Simone, if it was real, why is no one else in trouble? Usually they surprise whole groups of people. They could have raided a party. Huh? I don't know. The autopsy report of supposed Epstein. The identity verification section of the form was left incomplete. Why would they do that? Wasn't his body evidence? They did a lot of things they shouldn't have done. Come on. Who killed Kate Spade? I don't know that Kate Spade was killed. And I listen, again, we deal in reality here. We don't deal in one-line message boards that just asks questions and puts things in code. You know why? Because you're wasting your fucking time. That's what you're wasting. A whole lot of it. It's a man-made flu, and I bet that you can buy the cure. Is Nicholas Pearl dead? All these names I'm not familiar with. Thanks, Jason. So helpful. Thank you, True World. 45 for 3 months. Wow. Yeah, and again, Mint Mobile. It's on T-Mobile. It's worked great for me. It's and I've tried a lot of these things. Yeah, it was pretty. You probably get. I think it's 60 on Amazon right now if you want to check it out. Mint might not work so well next week in New Hampshire. Might have to go V Verizon. I don't know. I've also got another line that's on Unreal Mobile that I have data on through the AT&T network if I need to stream. So that one costs me $13 a month. I might get rid of it, but at the same time, what's really cool about this one is if I want, what was I going to say? This has dual SIM cards, so you could run AT&T's lines and T-Mobile's lines right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kate Spade was connected to the Clintons, so yep, there's a lot of people connected to the Clintons. Let's see. They matched the body of the fingerprints when he was booked and have no footage of him being booked or walking through the entire jail. They have cameras everywhere. Listen, I'm not saying they shouldn't have footage all over Epstein. I've talked about this. I agree. Like that. But again, the idea that he was somehow smuggled out, I don't believe it. Extracted. They want to jab us with their untested vaccines. Yikes. G'day, Jason. Just saying hi. There's some funny people in the chat today. There's always some fun people and funny people in the chat. You get it. It's big here. Let's see, hey, bro. Trying to normalize and develop sympathy for child molesters through film and entertainment. I mean, you're not wrong. Well, at least I'd like to hope that after all the lack of evidence, we cannot believe he's dead. In my mind, he's still getting massages in Israel and working on finding a new island. Yes, in your mind. Again, anything's possible. But here's another thing. The idea that it's just like with Ghislaine Maxwell. Like when there's stories out there that she's running around in Europe and Israel, etc., chances are she's not. Chances are she's somewhere else. And if you're connected to the Mossad, and many people believe that, and you somehow, you're the most infamous prisoner in the United States of all time, your face has been everywhere, even with a new face, you're on a beach get the fuck out of here. Like maybe South America somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. If that was a real thing. David Ferry. Thank you, David Kelly. I appreciate that. Ay, ay, ay. About 15 more minutes, guys. Thumbs this video up. Sub and share. This has been a fun little Ask Me Anything. Mississippi in the house. Yes, told you so. Redmi Note 8 Pro owner here. Absolutely love it. It's a dope phone, right? You got the Pro. You know what? I didn't think the Pro specs with the 2 extra gigs and the middle thing, and obviously I cover this up. I don't do any of that stuff, but it's a fantastic phone for under $200 unlocked. You can't beat it. No one gets off, they all hang. Do they? Is that what history's shown? The last time a true fascist and minion of the predator class who was oppressing his people that was backed by Western culture was hanged in front of people was Mussolini. And that's when they stepped the fuck back and said, whoa, we don't want that to happen again. Whoa! We're just going to annex Iraq. Probably one day, man. So the global empire's about. Eurasia, they want it. They want full spectrum dominance. TJ, LOL, Mississippi here. Noah Price, how can anyone want to vote for a Democrat, though? They hate the USA. I don't understand. No, that's just such a simplistic view of the world. I don't believe people like Dennis Kucinich hate the USA. I don't think Tulsi Gabbard hates the USA. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. I don't think the Democrats are the party of Satan. Look, the bottom line is that Tulsi Gabbard is riding a Bernie Sanders and Andrew Yang train to hell. To hell! Where Hades will shine its dark lights of the Democrats throughout the left in this country, and we will all be taken to the feet of Satan at his throne. See, it's been over an hour. It's too much. It's too much. I'm fading out here, guys. Barbara Happyface says, Mississippi here. Hey, how we doing? The Al-Qaeda leader in Yemen was confirmed killed a while back by Trump 2 hours ago. Thank you, Alice. Juan Guaido. Carnivore diet rocks. Trump didn't get off. He was proving innocent. I mean, Trump hasn't been accused of anything that's been real so far by the left. If they wanted to accuse him of something real, it would be indefinitely prisoning Chelsea Manning after the sentence was commuted, or trying to illegally extradite Assange, or the false flag event in Duma in April 2018 that happened in Syria. But none of them will say anything about that. You get it? Let's see. Biblical. You don't want to get biblical, brother. Mustard man. Woo-woo. Yeah, I got a little yellow on today. I'll bury you with psalms and verses. You kooky peeps found the world are waking up because of Q. What are you talking about? Joey Joe Jr. Wow. Look, the Franklin cover-up and the MENA, Arkansas, Iran, Contra, Nexium, Epstein, Mossad all tied to this. It's one rabbit hole. Joe Biden is a verifiable Knight of Malta. Oh, so a papist authoritarian, Juan Guaido, is also a verifiable USA Jesuit-educated Mason. That's why they want him installed in Venezuela. See the pattern? Fake news we got over there. Hi from Australia. Why everyone up so late in the U.S. tonight? Because we doing it live. Qasim al-Rimi was confirmed dead, linked with the Pensacola attack. And that's the one where the soldiers were shot up on base. I know very little about that, and I should look into that because that screams like there was something else going on. Joey Joe Jr. says loose change was a matrix breaker. That's smart to tape it, honestly. Yeah. Well, I have the whole exchange, too, in our DMs. Look, I'm more than happy to talk to people, but I'm not going to be misquoted or misrepresented, and I'm doing this in good faith, but I'm not going to lie, and I want to be protected, and I would rather him just interview me live on the show. You know, I think that would be cooler, but that's fine. If he wants to write his piece and then come back on, that's fine too. So, you know, we'll see. True World tried to watch The Old Faces of Death last night and wasn't easy when I was a kid. It wasn't as easy as real death cult shit crazy. Yeah, but a lot of that's fake too. A lot of that is staged. Some of it's real. Tulsi is the only candidate worth voting for. I agree, Charles. Thank you so much for being so generous today. Let's see. Florida, Mackay Skies, Crystal Aronson. Love your feedback about the 100 Antarctica videos on his channel. I don't know what that is. Trump attended Jesuit Fordham University, sent all of his children to Jesuit educations, and appointed all Jesuit order inductees. So what is so confusing about the Jesuit order in America, people? Crystal Anderson says, True World laughing. Rusty Appling, remember Waco, the murder of 93 men and women and children when Hillary ordered that attack, not Bill? Bum, bum, bum. Everyone is just awful these days. You're one of the last people who spread awareness that's really needed in today's world. Thank you. Thank you, Crazy Renee. Big props to you for being up on the Twitter, too. I see you retweeting my stuff, especially the McGregor stuff and a lot of the sexual abuse stuff. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I remember that part in where in the world is Osama. You remember that, right? Official blasphemy? It's a crazy part of the movie. It's really easy to blame the Jew unit. You know how I feel about that. Like, whenever I hear it's the Jews, I'm just like, oh, my goodness. And then you have people that actually want to start getting into, like, not just, like, religious beliefs or living in Israel or et cetera. They want to start getting into genetics. Like, they're genetically modified to be manipulative. I'm like, what is going on? I mean, whatever happened to judging somebody by the content of their character and not their race, creed, or religion? I mean, come on. Crazy. William Martyr, thank you. You are a true hero and patron of the year. You are everywhere important. Well, hey, William, we can agree on that one. That was not Epstein's body. The ears and the forehead were wrong. Totally disagree. Free thoughts and domain. Exactly, says Glenda. Totally disagree. Too bad Trump didn't learn anything from his 2 years at the Jesuit Fordham U. I'm sure he learned how to tap that ass, son. Oh, I said it. Oh, almost drinking out of the bottle. Clinton's brother. What? It wasn't Clinton's neither either. It didn't match his face. What is going on here? Exactly. Pay particular attention to this. Oh, man, we're still talking about this? Yeah, I saw Elizabeth Smart sexually assaulted again on an airplane. What a nightmare for that poor girl. What about the blackout? I don't know what you're talking about. Why do people say Tulsi Gabbard is anti-war despite her being in the army and being at war since 2001. No, because she's the only one speaking the truth about Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, in any respect. She's the only one that talks about the OPCW. She's the only one that says what's happening to Assange and even Snowden is wrong. I could go on, Victor. Can't trust anything. Remember that convenient blackout? Oh, you're talking about New York City. Epstein teleported out of his jail cell. Trust that Hattori. Oh, boy, there's a lot here. All right, we're going to wrap it up, guys. I appreciate it. It's been fun. Once again, we got the GoFundMe. Make sure you're thumbing this video up, subscribe. If we hit 2,000 before the morning of Monday, I will go down to New Hampshire on Tuesday, and we'll do some live streaming over there and see what's up. Make sure you're thumbing this video up. You're subscribed. We've been pretty frozen. I mean, I've been losing subscribers daily and then gaining some and then losing some, but we're about 600 shy of hitting that big mark of 40K. I'm a documentary filmmaker. They're all free right here for you guys. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, and New World Order to find a shade of the motion picture. Please check them out. And we got 5 exclusives a week over on rockfin.com, ROKFin.com/Jason Burmis. I'm going to put it in here now. If you want to financially support me, but you also want exclusive content, that's 20 plus exclusive videos plus just from me alone on this channel that you can't get anywhere else. But then you also get Ben Askren, Chael Sonnen, Graham Elwood, Ron Placone, The Convo Couch, Nico House, and others with that subscription. So I want to thank people like Flick Off who have become a member of Rockfin. I hope you're enjoying those other videos. We're actually going to live stream the debates all 3 hours from Rockfin tomorrow night. So that'll be for premium members only. I want to say I love you guys. Thanks for joining me ranting for over an hour, and I'll see you on the flip.